your news for the state of Tennessee in 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 is made possible by Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Holly Thompson. We begin in Middle Tennessee, where a university has fired an assistant dean. An MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University employee, was fired for what they posted online after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist and a founder of Turning Point USA. A statement from President Dr. Sidney McPhee says the comments were inappropriate and callous. Dr. McPhee says the employee worked in a position of trust with the students, and the comments undermine the university's credibility and reputation with students, faculty, and the community. Governor Lee is now calling in the Tennessee Highway Patrol to help fight crime in Memphis. This comes after President Trump made comments that Memphis was high on his list to send the National Guard as part of his federal crackdown on crime. 250 troops are now in Memphis to help local police. Governor Lee says he talked with the Trump administration for months on ways to slow crime in Memphis, and that's how he came up with a multi-phase plan named Operation Viper, which brings local, state, and federal agencies to Memphis.
It's a force multiplier, because if the state troopers are on those routes, then it frees up the police department to be deeper into neighborhoods working to fight crime.
Earlier this week, Memphis police released new crime numbers that they say shows crime has reached an historic low. Governor Lee has said he is still working on the next phase in his strategy and says nothing is off the table. Some of the first detainees have started to arrive at a new ICE detention facility in West Tennessee. The Mason facility is operated by CoreCivic, which owns 4 of the largest prisons in the state. 20 to 25 ICE detainees are there right now. We know the mayor of Mason says in 2 weeks, the facility will be fully up and running. Many people in the community have been outspoken about not having ICE be part of their neighborhood, but the mayor says this could be a big investment and bring more jobs to the town. So far, more than 2,000 people have applied to work at the detention facility. A Clarksville school resource officer, or SRO, is on paid administrative leave, accused of pushing his religious beliefs onto students. Trey Campbell is also Northwest High School's assistant football coach. The school says he was with players and other students Friday night, quoting scripture, holding a Bible, and leading prayers. Some students and parents are protesting Campbell's leave, but some legal experts say the school had no choice. We asked MTSU's Free Speech Center director where the line is between freedom of religion and separation of church and state.
It's not a close call. How the students reacted to it is not as important as maintaining the principle. You're a government employee, I can't say that enough. Your job is not to engage in religious practices.
Now, he says the laws are clear when it comes to public school staff. He says it would be a constitutional violation for Campbell to lead a prayer, pray with students, or encourage them to be a Christian or any other religion. The school says he left the game voluntarily. Now, the district and sheriff's office are still investigating. And we're turning up the heat this week with our temperatures. Checking in with First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro. For more, Stefano.
Hey, Holly, big story for us going into the weekend and next week is, the heat's not going anywhere. We'll climb our way through the 90s the remainder of this week and even heading into the weekend. Next week, there might be a little bit of a cool down, but not by all that much. Keep an eye out for an isolated shower for today, mainly in Middle Tennessee. Most of the state, though, is going to end up staying dry. I wouldn't expect it to be anything overly concerning. Our Friday looks good. Good sunshine, and the weekend's in pretty good shape as well. As we get into Saturday, there'll be some decent sun. Now, there is this batch of rain up near St. Louis, north of Evansville, that we'll be watching to drop to our south, or drop south, I should say, maybe into our area by Monday. But right now, the whole weekend is pretty much in good shape. I mean, whether it's Nashville or everywhere, low to mid 90s. The summer weather hangs on. It's very hot. It won't be all that humid, though, so at least that's some good news for the weekend.
All right, Stefano. Well, some Tennessee deputies are accused of wrongfully detaining a man on his own property, and now those deputies are facing a federal lawsuit. Robertson County deputies are now facing a federal lawsuit accusing them of using force to detain the wrong person on his own property. And it was all caught on camera. Now, the video shows Robertson County deputies walking up to Jerry Lee Reason. And as they were trying to serve an arrest warrant, this is for his nephew. Well, they've said the same first and last names. But the lawsuit says the situation then quickly escalated and they pushed him up against a car to handcuff him. The lawsuit says the deputies should have released Reason as soon as they knew he was not the person who was listed on the warrant. Now, the video also captures officers admitted that he was the wrong person before searching his house.
Making a big mistake.
No, you are.
No, y'all making a big mistake.
Not listening.
Y'all listening. Y'all, who you looking for?
I told you, Jerry Reason with a date of birth of 96.
Now I'm born in 72. Look at me. I'm 52 years old.
Sit down.
I am going to stay calm.
The Robertson County Sheriff's Office says that they do not comment on ongoing lawsuits. The people accused of helping quadruple murder suspect Austin Drummond escape police custody will have to pay lots of money to get out of jail. We know 5 people now facing charges for being his accomplices. 4 of them were in court yesterday. Now, a judge set their bonds at more than $100,000 and $200,000. We know 2 of the suspects have a child together. We also learned allegedly rented a car for Drummond shortly after the murders. And one of Drummond's accomplices pushed one of the victim's cars down a ravine. Well, Drummond is expected to be back in court coming up in November. A former officer charged in the beating death of Tyree Nichols' death is now out of jail. We know a judge just reinstated bond. This is for Demetrius Haley. His attorneys made that request after he was granted a new trial. Last October, the 5 former officers charged in Nichols' death went on federal trial. Haley was found guilty on 3 charges against him and has been in jail ever since. Well, thanks for watching. Coming up, an extended